I knew something was off before I even went in. The windows were clean, not just clean, recently wiped. But the rest of the place looked like no one had touched it in years. I stepped through the back door. It closed behind me, softly, without a push. I didn't turn. I just kept walking. The hallway smelled faintly sweet, like something covered up. I reached the main room, and there they were. Not sitting this time, standing, all of them, a couple, and 2 kids arranged near the fireplace, each one facing a different direction, like they were watching different parts of the room. I stopped just inside the doorway. None of them reacted. I took 1 step. The floor didn't creak. That felt wrong. I took another. Still nothing. I moved closer. Their positions didn't change, but the space between them, it felt tighter, like it was closing without movement. I focused on the man first. His arm was raised like he was pointing, but not at anything I could see. I followed the direction. It pointed to the corner behind me. I didn't turn. I checked the woman. Her head was slightly tilted toward the ceiling. Eyes open, not blinking. The kids, both facing opposite walls, like they were keeping watch. I walked around them, slow, trying not to get too close. The air shifted again, like pressure building. I still don't know why I didn't leave. I stepped into the center of them, just to see. That's when I noticed they weren't spaced evenly anymore. They were closer, just slightly. I hadn't seen them move, but the gap was smaller. I stepped out, fast. My shoulder brushed past the man's arm. It felt warm. I froze. I turned slowly. His hand was lower now, pointing more directly at me. I backed up. The woman's head, it dropped. Just a little. Not much, just enough. The kids, they had turned, both of them, facing inward, toward where I had been standing. I moved toward the hallway. Behind me, a soft sound, feet shifting, not dragging, placing, one at a time. I didn't look. I walked faster. The hallway stretched longer than before. I swear it did. The door at the end, it felt farther. I kept going. Behind me, the steps matched mine. Same pace, same rhythm. I stopped. They stopped. I moved again. They followed, closer now. I could feel it, not hear it. Feel it, like breath on my back. I ran. The door didn't open at first. It stuck. I pulled harder. It gave. I stepped out, and the world outside looked arranged, too neat, too still. I turned back. They were in the doorway now, all 4, standing, closer together, watching. The man's arm still raised, still pointing, but not at me anymore. Past me, I turned. There was another house across the road. Same windows. Same clean glass. Same open door. I didn't go back there. But sometimes I think they weren't frozen. They were waiting for someone to stand where I did. And I moved too soon. Some things don't stay where they happen. I thought the photos online were staged like someone had dressed the place up. But the front door was already open just a little, like it hadn't been closed properly. I pushed it, and it made that soft dragging sound, wood on tile, slow, uneven. The air inside felt held. Not cold, just still, like nothing had moved in a while. There was a smell, but not rot, something cleaner, like soap left too long. I called out once just to hear how the room answered. It didn't echo the way it should have. The hallway bent left, and I noticed the lights they were on, but dim, like they were tired. I moved past a table with plates still set, forks angled neatly, glasses half full. No dust on anything. I stepped closer to one of the glasses, and there was a thin ripple across the surface. I stopped moving. It settled like it had just been disturbed. The living room opened, wide curtains drawn, everything arranged too neatly. And that's when I saw them. A man in a chair, slightly turned, one hand resting mid-air. A woman near the window, her head tilted like she just heard something. A child on the floor, one knee bent, fingers reaching toward a toy. None of them moved. I took a step closer. Their skin didn't look right. Not pale, not dead, just fixed. Like wax that had cooled. But their eyes, I leaned in toward the man first. His eyes were open. Not glassy, not empty. Focused. Just not on me. I followed his gaze. It pointed toward the hallway behind me. I didn't turn right away. Then I heard it. A small sound like fabric brushing the wall. Behind me. The hallway looked the same, but the light had flickered once. Then again. And something near the corner shifted back. Not fast. Just enough to not be sure. Behind me something clicked. I turned back. The child's hand, it was lower now. Closer to the toy. The woman's head, it felt slightly more turned. Toward me. No, not me. Past me. The man's hand, it wasn't mid-air anymore. It was resting on the armrest. Flat, like it had finished something. I felt something change in the room. Not movement, more like attention. I walked faster now toward the hallway again. There was a shape in it. Not solid, just wrong. Behind me a chair leg scraped. I didn't turn this time. Another scrape. Closer. I reached the door, pulled it open, and paused. Because outside the light felt the same. Too dim. Too still. I glanced back once. All three of them were facing the door now. Not fully. Just enough. Watching. I checked the photos later. In every one there was always someone new in the room. Standing just out of place. I almost missed them. I thought they were just furniture at first. But the way they were sitting, it didn't feel natural. The dining room was right ahead. That's where they were. A family of four around the table mid-meal. The mother's lips were parted just a little. The kids both looking down at their plates. Something about their eyes bothered me. Not all of them, just one. The older kid. He wasn't looking at his plate. He was looking under the table. I crouched down. Nothing there. Just shadows. I stood back up slower this time. The mother's head, it felt lower now. Like she had leaned in. The father's hand dropped. From midair to the table. Flat. I froze. I waited. The older kid's gaze followed something. Still under the table. But now slightly closer to my side. And I heard it. A soft dragging sound. Not from the room. From under the table. A glass tipped over. Didn't fall. Just leaned and stayed there. At an angle that didn't make sense. The younger kid's head turned slow toward me. But the eyes didn't. They stayed fixed on the plate. They weren't frozen. They were holding, like they were trying not to move. Under the table, something pressed against the floor, rising like it was trying to come through. I ran. I didn't look back again. The front door was still open. I checked my phone later. There was a photo. From under the table, looking up. But sometimes I still hear that dragging sound under my bed. There are more. I just don't talk about them.